for dinner tonight out here, the Ace of Cakes, Duff, he's in the kitchen making what's for dinner tonight into dessert. He's making a cake that's gonna be, hopefully, a mirror image of our caprese pasta dish. We're making spaghetti with a basil tarragon pesto. We're gonna toss that around together, and then we're gonna add a bunch, 2 pints of oven-roasted tomatoes and cubed up fresh mozzarella cheese. This one is so simple, so easy, and so delicious. Just to make the basil pesto taste a little different, switch it up a little bit, I'm gonna add in some nice licoricey, sweet tarragon. Tarragon and basil are very related in flavor, and I just find it's a neat twist for people. So especially if you're entertaining with this dish, everybody has pesto, right? And you eat it out, and you buy it at the store or make it at home, especially in the summer months when the basil's so plentiful. But if you're entertaining with it, when they bite down into it and they taste that extra twist of tarragon in there, they're gonna be like, wow, this is the best pesto ever. Here we go. So I got a whole bunch of basil, a whole bunch of tarragon, probably 6 or 7 stems of tarragon. I've got 1.5 pounds of pasta over here. That would feed 6 people. Or 2 if it's me and John. Or me and my mom. I've got that cooking up in some salted water. I toasted up some pine nuts to make our pesto with. Then I cool them back down so they don't bruise the herbs. Then I take a little handheld grater and I put in 1 clove of garlic. Now you can throw the garlic in whole, but I find if you're relying on the food processor to crush that up, you could still end up with 1 big chunk, and that's not gonna be fun for your guests. So I grate it up even though I'm throwing it down in there with everybody else. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of citrus zest. Another little surprise for people flavor-wise. A little salt, some pepper, a generous handful of Parmigiano Reggiano, or 2. Pop the lid on and stream in some EVOO. About 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup, so it looks like a nice thick green sauce. And then you're gonna put that down into the bottom of a big pasta bowl. What we're gonna do is, to help that sauce move around the pasta easier, we're gonna add a little starchy cooking liquid right before we drain the pasta. In caprese, maybe you've had it as a starter at a restaurant or a light supper in the summer months. You know, they layer together the basil leaves and ripe tomatoes and sliced fresh mozzarella. So that's the component we're missing here. We've got our basil tarragon pesto. Our tomatoes are in the oven. So we got a nice fresh ball of mozzarella cheese here. And we're gonna just cube that up into bite-sized pieces and drop that down into the bowl as we're tossing the pasta. It'll melt up a little bit as we're tossing everything all together. We're doing 1.5 pounds of spaghetti, so I think 1 pound of mozzarella cheese should be enough. A good balance. There we go. And this is a meal, you know, if you want to entertain without a hassle or entertain last minute, this is a meal with very few ingredients, comes together like that, and it's absolutely delish every time. You can't screw it up. It's a good foolproof meal. And it's a wonderful vegetarian meal too. Duff made a cake that's supposed to look just like our caprese spaghetti. So we've got a nice light basil tarragon pesto here. I'm gonna give that a big toss. Excuse me, Duff. Drain it just shy of al dente, guys, so that it keeps cooking while you're tossing all together. We've got our starchy liquid in there, our tarragon basil pesto sauce. Now it's gonna get some color with our oven roast tomatoes. And it's gonna get the delicious, fresh, buttery mozzarella cheese all tossed in there with it. I don't know how good your cake's gonna be, but man, this is a pretty tasty supper, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I'll take that.
Was this a challenge for you? Not at all.
It was pretty tough.
Really?
It actually was, yeah.
I did pick the most difficult cut of pasta I could think of. I'm like, oh, let's see if he can make spaghetti out of fondant.
We even made the plate.
You even made the plate? You replicated the plate? Duff is showing off. Duff's like, oh yeah, you're gonna bring it? I'm gonna bring it back. This is great.
That smells so good.
Well, I think we'll trade you. We'll be able to put together a trade, right? I'm gonna leave lots of the burst oven tomatoes up on top there, so hopefully it'll match up with yours.
I hope mine didn't burst, actually.
Yeah, right. Yours were cute all together. Okay, and I've got a few leaves of fresh basil to garnish with. I know you have a few leaves
I got a little
of fondant
garnish.
to bake. Okay, so are you ready for the big reveal? I love the box.
You like the box?
I love the box. A
Can
little
I get
shout
all
out
up for
to me
you?
and the Yummo on the
Yeah.
side. That's awesome.
I got
Okay.
Isabu over here.
Oh, you got Isabel. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Are you ready?
Okay, Duff, bring it.
Look at that.
Baby, you are the greatest.
Thank you.
You are the greatest.
Isn't it amazing?
It's the same platter even.
Same platter, same everything.
That is so beautiful. Let's garnish it up. Want to garnish it up?
All right, let's garnish. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just tear mine, or you can do whatever you want. You want to do a fancy chiffonade?
I can do a
Okay,
chiffonade.
we can do that. I'll pile my leaves together. Roll them up. Run my knife over it.
Tuck them in, tuck them in.
I did.
Right.
I got my numbers in. I'm gonna put mine right next to yours now so we can get. You gotta put some more green in the middle. One more green in the middle. That is amazing.
Not bad.
Stuff, that is beautiful. So beautiful. I love it.
That smells so good.
It's almost too pretty to cut.
You better cut it.
Almost.